You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
Well. Hate to be the bearer of bad news for the Alabama haters out there. All those spastic wet diapers that hate Alabama so much. Well, I don't really hate it. I must admit, I somewhat like being the bearer of bad news for those people that just can't seem to get Alabama out of their head, even when Alabama goes 9-4. And that's because they all clung to this thing, this myth, that when Nick Saban's gone, Alabama will be dead because Alabama is just Nick Saban. And even with Alabama going 9-4 in a transition year for a first-year head coach under Kalen DeBoer, even when Alabama went 9-4, they still beat a lot of teams that were saying that when Alabama lost Nick Saban, that they would never lose to Alabama again. Teams like Georgia, the Hedge Pissers, Auburn, the Barn Monkeys, and LSU, the Corn Dogs, all were saying that when Nick Saban is finally gone, we will dominate Alabama again. And yes, Alabama lost a few games last year that were unexplainable, but it was a first year, and even in a transition year. And I tried to tell them this. I was like, what are y'all going to do when Alabama beats you without Nick Saban? What's going to be your excuse then? I haven't heard anything from them. They're clinging to the fact that Alabama went 9-4, even though they didn't really get the job done. They had to have Vanderbilt do it for them. So Georgia, Auburn, and LSU, all three, some of our biggest rivals in recruiting and on the field, still couldn't beat Alabama even without Nick Saban. So where's y'all's excuses? Where's y'all's excuses? Give me the reasons why y'all still can't beat Alabama, especially Georgia. What are y'all, like 1-10 now against Alabama? The last 11 games? Damn, that's gotta suck. But here's a little history lesson as to why Alabama will never be completely dead, so that y'all will not continually get your hopes up and make yourself just look generally spastic in your gleeful nature when Alabama maybe has a down year or two, or even if they go through another period like they did with the mics and all that stuff back in the early 2000s and late 1990s. Alabama will never be completely dead. So stop getting your hopes up. Alabama has won national championships under 5, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different head coaches. Not just Nick Saban. And they will win a national championship under a 6th different head coach. Whether that's Kalen DeBoer remains to be seen. Regardless, it will happen. And sadly, back in the back of y'all's minds, y'all probably know it will happen. Now, some of them will make excuses like, well, some of those titles back in the day didn't really count because some of the coaches poll, which was called the UPI poll, gave the national title before the bowl game. But that was a different time, and a lot of teams claimed those UPI titles. Teams like Ohio State, Notre Dame, USC, Tennessee, LSU back in the 50s, even Auburn back in the 50s, Oklahoma, Texas, all of them claim those UPI coaches polls along with the AP poll because that's what everybody recognized then. And even further back when it was just one bowl game, and it was just the Rose Bowl, which was recognized by most reputable media outlets. Whoever won the Rose Bowl was considered the national champion. And Alabama won the Rose Bowl numerous times. Went out to the Rose Bowl and I think went like 5-1 or 6-1. So Alabama won national championships all the way back into the Rose Bowl area. So that's why Alabama will never be dead. They have won national championships in every imaginable format that y'all have put before them to try to keep them from winning national titles. And now y'all really messed up because now you have a playoff where the AP poll and the UPI poll can't control that shit anymore. You see, because Alabama's first national championship was all the way back in 1925 and 26. Another thing great about Alabama that nobody else can say is Alabama's had the most repeat national champions. They did it in 25 and 26. They did it in, 64 and 65, and probably should have had the first three-peat, the real first three-peat in 1966, but they didn't. So they repeated again in 78 and 79, and then they repeated again in 2011 and 2012, right? What's that, 1, 2, 3, 4 times Alabama has repeated? No other program has that history. While there are blue bloods out there, like I've said numerous times, Alabama is what you would call a gold blood amongst blue bloods. They are the king of kings of college football. They are the 18-time, your 18-time, whether you like it or not, 18-time national champions. Like I said, they'll try to go back and say, well, these titles didn't count. But there was numerous titles that Alabama didn't win or didn't claim. As evidenced by NCAA.org, they recognize Alabama with like 22, and we don't claim all of them. So, quit getting your hopes up. Quit getting gleefully spastic every time you think Alabama's about to be done, because yes, we will have lulls, just like anybody, but we'll always re-arise to the top, because we are, like I said, the king of kings of college football. Your 18-time national champions, the Taj Mahal of college football, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.